I used to go out a lot to 7-Eleven and get snacks because I was bored and wasn't tired. The one closer to my home I got banned from, so I had to go to a one bit farther away. I used to go by myself, and the walk there was creepy. Most of the street lights don't work, and it's just dark and really creepy. This time, I ended up getting ice cream and some kind of candy. Anyways, on my way back, I'm about to get to the crosswalk to get to the side my house was on. I noticed a guy standing outside one of the other apartment complexes. He wasn't there before, but some of the apartments are facing the street I walk on. He started yelling something, but I wasn't sure if he was talking to me or not because I was on the phone with my boyfriend. I crossed the street and walked past him. Something felt off when I crossed the street and walked past him. He didn't say a word. The only time he had said anything was when I was across the street. Maybe he noticed I was on the phone. I kept walking and glancing behind me. Nothing too obvious, and then he started yelling and walking faster. That time I knew he was talking to me and knew he was following me. I told my boyfriend and he said just walk fast and try to get home. Also, this guy was like pimped out. Like, dressed like her was a pimp. Gold chains, expensive shoes and clothes, etc. And I say this because I didn't live in a great neighborhood and you wouldn't see people dressed like that. Anyways, I noticed that he was speeding up every time I looked behind me. I started panicking because I was like genuinely scared something was going to happen. But another guy passes me. We say hello like casual, and the guy that was following me runs across the street. I was like, this dude just probably saved my life because he said hi to me. I also didn't know who he was at all. I got home safe, but I'll never get ice cream at night alone again. I am a 22-year-old female who was on a vacation in San Antonio with a friend for New Year's. In retrospect, I would have picked anywhere else to celebrate, but I had never been to San Antonio before, so I thought it would be cool. When we pull up to the place, it's very obvious it's not in a great neighborhood, but it was extremely cheap and within walking distance to the Riverwalk. I'm no stranger to questionable neighborhoods, so I wasn't too concerned about the area as it was very quiet. On the day of New Year's Eve, my friend got food poisoning and asked me to get them some stuff from the gas station down the road. I wasn't comfortable taking their truck, and since it was only an 8-minute walk, I started heading out. I got to the gas station no problem, but they didn't have any Pedialyte, so I started walking to another gas station only 5 minutes away. This is where it gets sketchy. I'm halfway to the next gas station, and I notice there's two homeless guys walking around outside their tents next to the street I'm on. Originally, I was going to walk right past them and pay them no mind, but when I got closer, I could tell that they noticed me and were staring at me hard. I'm 5'5", not super athletic, pretty strong, but I'm not taking any chances with two grown men. Instead of going straight past them, I turned the corner. I assumed they would go about their business and leave me alone. I hear one of them say, "Hey Randy, come over here." And I glance behind me and see 3 men now following me. They're far enough away where I'm not worried, but extremely cautious. I glance behind me again after a few minutes. They're hunched over, huddled up like they're trying to sneak up on me. Much closer this time. I make the smart decision to say, fuck the Pedialyte, around the corner back towards our place. I'm maybe 1 to 2 blocks away when I check behind me again, and they have also rounded the corner and are walking quickly. I start booking it, and I hear the men behind me yelling at me. I didn't look back this time, but I could hear shuffling feet breaking into a run. Thankfully, I made it inside before they could see where I went. I peeked out the peephole in the door and watched in horror as these three men came barreling around the corner and frantically looking around for me. They're arguing and pointing around, but eventually they fuck off. If I wasn't so alert, I shudder to think what would have happened. And no, I did not get the Pedialyte, I had to get it delivered. As every late August, my mom, grandma, aunt, and I would book a trip to Mallorca. We're all from northern Spain, but love the sun just as much as Brits do. Anyway, our room overlooked the sea. It was located on the first floor. I had just turned 8 years old, and every night for a week, we would enjoy the nightlife from our terrace. It was our 5th night in, and since there would be different booths at night where you can get tattoos, personalized jewelry, etc. just underneath the terrace, we would sit and watch people get stuff done like hair, tattoos, etc. There's this guy getting a tattoo. He's sitting in a weird position, so we can't really see what's going on with his girlfriend. My mom notices that some random guy starts groping her. She's obviously uncomfortable, and her boyfriend doesn't know what's going on at all. He's completely oblivious. Mom doesn't know any English besides very basic words, so she starts shouting, "Hey, stop!" Mallorca is filled with foreign tourists, and they all looked foreign to us, so that's why she started shouting in English. The guy noticed and starts groping her, but gives us a deathly stare. He then starts again, and now we're all shouting stop from our terrace. People start to notice there's something wrong and keep looking at us in a weird way. He then freaks out and tries to get in our hotel. Thankfully enough, he couldn't get in because you needed a code in order to do that. However, 2 German girls were about to use the same door to go out, so we started to shout, "No, no, no!" This dude kept leaving and coming back to see if he could come up with a way to get in. We didn't know what his intentions were, but we were all pretty shaken. We went to the front desk and eventually called the police to let them know there was a man who was desperately trying to get in our room. All I remember is crying and thinking I was going to get kidnapped.